What is on, movie fans? It is now the next day, and I've taken a few notes. I looked around online, and I discovered a few interesting things about the director's cut of Star Trek II. The first one was recalled because of an editing mistake that is in the theatrical version. I guess there's a shot of Sulu looking at Lieutenant Savick that is repeated. So that's why the first one was recalled. So make sure you get that one with the yellow barcode on it if you go out and pick this up. And another thing is just a couple of other little fact-finding things I found is it actually aired, the director's cut actually aired on TV in 1985 on ABC. And talking about old TV, the guy that plays the main character of Khan's clan in Khan's clan, he is an actor by the name of Judson Scott. You really somehow get the sense that he's Khan's son, and that's why I was hesitating there for a second, because I'm so used to just calling him Khan's son. They never actually say that it's Khan's son, and I'm pretty sure it turns out that he's not, but I don't know. You just get kind of a sense that he is, but anyway, he's played by an actor named Judson Scott, and in the early 80s he was on a TV show called The Phoenix, and it was very short-lived. I think it only ran maybe 12 episodes. But in this movie, he also did this movie, but him and his agent thought, well, he's a big star now, he has his own TV show. But it didn't quite work out, and but at the time they thought, well, he's a big star, got his own TV show, and we don't think we need our credit or his credit in this little science fiction movie that you're doing over here. So he's actually not credited in the movie. And also, another interesting face in the movie is Ike Eisenman, and he played Midshipman Pressman, which in the director's cut we find out is Scotty's nephew in the movie. And spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, he's the one that gets killed in Khan's attack. He's one of the people that gets killed. He's the one that puts the blood stain on Kirk's uniform, and he's in this movie. If you're old enough, you might remember him. He was on a TV show called Fantastic Voyage, which is a very interesting TV show. If you catch it, it's from the mid-70s. So catch that if you can. It's really neat. He's an actor who's been around for a while, and he was also known for the Return to and Escape from Witch Mountain movies in the 70s, the live-action Disney movies in the 70s, and which one of them was remade in 2010 with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in it, and Eisenman returns. In this, I think he plays the sheriff of the town that they're in. So that's another interesting face in the movie. But getting back to the this DVD, there's a couple differences in it. There is in the 2002 DVD version, there's a part where Kirk and Spock are going up a what they call a Jeffries tube in the show, and they come through a hatch, and then Kirk mentions that the young man on the bridge is his son, and that's Kirk's son is also played by Merritt Buter, which is another interesting Hollywood story, a tragic Hollywood story, unfortunately. He was on a TV show called Square Pegs, another short-lived TV show, and you may also remember him in Fright Night 2, Part 2, the old one, the 80s, 1990, I think, that one. But anyway, there's a difference in dialogue between those two versions. In this new Blu-ray version, that line is cut out. I don't know why it's cut out, but it is. And among other things that are different, there's overall a difference. The sound quality is fine, the picture quality, the sharpness is fine, but one of the big differences I am not liking is the color. I've been looking at other things online. There's another YouTube user called Trekkie Channel. Trekkie Channel has the very obvious version of the comparison between the theatrical version and the director's version. So you can see all the difference in footage in his video, and it's about 10 minutes long. And it's if you want to take a look at that, that's what the differences are. But what I never quite noticed was an intentional difference in the color palette between the two movies. The director's cut has an overall warmer color palette than the theatrical version, and it also, the director's cut is a little darker. And what I really don't like about this current Blu-ray is the color is really faded. It's muted. The people, they look like they're sick. I don't know. It doesn't. It's just not quite looking right. I really prefer the theatrical version on that one, so I'm definitely keeping that Blu-ray. And there's a difference in the color palettes are sometimes very drastic. Like if they're taking a shot of the planet, one version has it looking red like Mars, and a theatrical version has it looking very gray like our moon. But apparently that was somewhat intentional. But I'm preferring the theatrical version on that because just the color is kicked up a little bit. There's shot by shot, some certain shots do look better in the director's cut versus the theatrical version, and vice versa. But overall, I'm preferring the theatrical version on this one, because it just looks better to me. I don't have much of a comparison because you can't get your hands on an actual film print. But just this past spring, I was privy to viewing a 70mm print of the movie, and I kind of remember it being a little warm, but that might be just the film print. You know, if it isn't on a low fade stock, then it's going to turn pink and eventually red. So it may have just been, the film print may have just been showing its age, but otherwise, yeah, the director's cut probably looks closer to the film. But like I said, scene by scene, most of the time is spent on the bridges of the two ships. And in those scenes, the director's cut is just, it's too dark, and and the color faded. I'm just not liking it. And in that darkness, what's supposed to be black is just kind of this gray green color it just doesn't look right. It just doesn't blend in very well with the rest of it. I would call it over color correction. That's something I've done on the computer, a little bit of color correction, and I know it just doesn't look right to me. So in those scenes, the theatrical version looks better to me. But what can you do, you know? I'm very nitpicky about this one because, you know, this movie, it's highly regarded as one of the best science fiction movies ever made. That and Empire Strikes Back. So 2001, you know, etc., etc. Of course, there are more, but it's up there, and it's in my top 5 movies of my favorite movies of all time. And so I don't know, you know, I could call Paramount and complain, but you know, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. You get what you get, and some things just come out strained, you know, like the director's cut of The Warriors was made to look like Sin City, and years ago my friend got a VHS collector's edition of The Exorcist, and all of the scenes that used to be just plain dark and gray were suddenly tinted blue. There's all kinds of strange things that happen in different prints, different formats, and you can, what you get is what you get, you know. But I'll have to live with these versions, and that's fine. You know, it's your favorite movie. You have different versions of it. But didn't want to end on a down note, so I thought I'd just show off my poster here. I like to have. There it unfolded here. Hopefully you can see it pretty well. I like it a lot. Had this for quite a while. It's one of the first movie posters I ever collected, and it is very nice. Anyway, I will have more for you. You'll notice in the earlier part of this video where the camera was falling asleep and tilting backward a little bit. But anyway, it is the following day, and the tripod seems to be cooperating today. And I will have more for you soon. Alright? Goodbye.